And we are live.
Yes, before somebody says it, we're gone on another trip.
Oh my goodness.
Not really. We're going to be like gone less than 24 hours. Hopefully. Hopefully. I think we'll be longer than that. But anyways.
Longer than that.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be home.
6 hours to get there, 6 hours to get back.
I don't think we're going to be home at 6 o'clock tomorrow, hun.
Oh gosh.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. We'd have to leave there by noon. Anyways, guys.
We already started this off with the sheep out. We were supposed to leave at 5 o'clock. Cody looked across the way and the sheep were out.
I was getting ready to leave, yep. And I looked out in the pasture and I'm like, what are those suckers doing?
So it's 5:45, but that's not bad.
That's really pretty good for us. We're usually at least an hour behind. And I said I wanted to leave at 5, so we're not too far behind. But this is a feedlot update video. So, kind of not the last piece of the puzzle, but the biggest thing that's been a hindrance of us getting cattle in the feedlot and getting them feeding up there is water troughs. And we've been looking, I mean, these I want to put these in once and be done with it. I don't have to be messing with it all the time. And I had some criteria there. My criteria is I want something I don't want a big trough. I want something that's got a small volume of water so that it's continually refreshing. So what I mean by that is when those cattle drink, I want the first one or two that go in there to drink kind of the old stale water out, and then it fill up for the next 2 or 3 that come up. So not a great big huge trough, but not like a 5-gallon bucket. The second thing I wanted is the water troughs we have now. What we're experiencing is they're open, and those cattle will go up there and drink, and when they drink and they get bored, they'll splash water out. And number one, that wastewater that we have to pay for because we don't have a well, and it creates a huge mud hole, and it makes a breeding area for flies and stuff like that. So I don't want that. I want to be able to keep the water in the water trough. And third thing that I'm really looking for is I don't want them to freeze in the wintertime. And so that's kind of my criteria for what I'm looking for in a water trough. And after lots of research, I think we have found...
We searched high and low.
The best ones. We looked at lots of different water troughs, and lots of them kind of have a lot of the same features, but we landed on Century Products automatic waterers. And you're going to see in this video, because we're going to get to actually tour the plant and see where they're made, how they're made, go over the features with them, but just kind of a quick synopsis is, number one, they're made in America. They're made in Oklahoma, so I like that. Number two, they've got a Job valve on them, and I really like that because I've got a Job valve on one of my water troughs at the house, one of my concrete ones, and we put that in when?
I mean, that
like
was
15
our
years
first
ago.
one,
Yeah.
right?
And it's had that on it ever since.
First permanent one.
And we've never, in 15 years, we've never replaced it.
Mm-hmm.
We've never even had it. It's never even, and it's been under continual use. It's never really been turned off and haven't done anything. So it's a great valve, and I love that. And these new water troughs have got that. So number three, they're supposed to not freeze up for 4 or 5 days in negative 30 degrees or something like that. I don't know. Not negative 30. That's wrong. Don't put that in. But
Cody always says stuff I have to edit out. Like, I don't have time for that, Cody.
dang, Troy done.
Where's your hired hand,
Yeah.
Troy? He done run over the panel.
But so the goal is so number one, they're made in America. Number two, they got a good valve on them, the best you can really put on a water trough, I believe.
And hopefully they won't freeze.
Hopefully they won't freeze. They meet all of the...
Oh, and they have a covered... They shouldn't splash out.
Right, they've got balls in them, kind of like some of the other brands, but they've made a few changes on their balls that are supposed to make them better. So I'm really excited about that. And they've got a big drain hole on, like a 2-inch drain that you can just twist out and it comes out. You don't have to have any tools. You don't have to have any tools to take the tops off if you need to work on something.
But you're gonna get to see all that in a little while.
I mean,
in a little while, thanks to video editing.
So we're headed out now. It's, like Erica said, 5:45 on a Thursday afternoon. We're going to drive. It's about a 6-hour drive from our hometown here up to Ponca City, Oklahoma, which is north of Oklahoma City. So it says about a 6-hour drive.
Cody says that is not near Walker Farm Fam, so we don't get to go see Cassie. I didn't actually Google that, so he better not be lying to me.
And so we're going to head that direction and see what we can get done and get them picked up tomorrow and tour the plant. We're going to drive.
And then we're going to drive right back.
Yeah, so the goal tonight is to drive for 4 or 5 hours and then have about an hour and a half or 2-hour drive in the morning. And we got to stop and eat somewhere. So I would like to be there by, like, I'd say 9 or 9:30 in the morning. Maybe spend an hour touring the plant. I don't think it'll take more than that.
Yeah.
Get our water troughs loaded, and then, hopefully be on the road by when?
By lunchtime?
Yeah, 11:30 or 12, about dinner time, and get on the road and get back here. Hopefully we can be home by 6 or 7 tomorrow evening. It won't happen that way. I know it won't.
We're gonna try.
We never make the time that
we try for.
That the deal says you're going to make it for.
We'll see.
So
we'll see.
I mean, we'll be coming back through Fort Worth during rush hour traffic, 4 o'clock.
Ew.
We may just bypass that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to head out, and I'm really excited about this because we've been getting lots of rain, so we can't really be doing much anyhow. And
well, we could be working on Pearl, but it's been, and I think this has given us more like motivation to, like, not that we weren't motivated, we were just trying to land on the right water trough, but the rain has really just like made us.
It's a mess.
It's a mess feeding where we're feeding now, and we need to get in the feedlot.
I mean, our 2 feedlot pens behind the barn right now, they're a little bit muddy, but they've been really, like, we'll get an inch or inch and a half rain, but then we'll get 3 or 4 days of warmer weather. So it's drying up pretty quick. It's not real boggy. Just now, I noticed this afternoon right before we left that the cattle are starting to get a little tag on them, which is mud built up on them. Before this week, all the rains we've had, they weren't really getting any tag on them. But I noticed some today, and it's just, it's time to get them moved. The cattle out in the pasture, they're doing great. There's no issues with them, other than we've got a set in front of the house now that we haven't had there before, and we're kind of making a mud hole in the middle of our good coastal field that I don't really want.
Yeah, and we can't go in and put base down in there because that's our pasture.
Yeah, we don't want that to be a permanent feed spot.
We're just making a mud hole, and it's nasty. I was having to put the beef trade out this morning, and it's nasty.
So the goal would be to get the water troughs picked up this week. I've already talked to Kirby Smith about getting me a trencher for my compact track loader, for the talk, to trench water lines. I'm gonna rent one from them. They don't have it in stock, but they're gonna hopefully have it there Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully we can get that picked up next week, and it'll be some drier weather. And in the evenings, I can start trenching water lines, and then when Clance gets off work, we can lay water lines. Probably enlist old TJ, since he's a plumber, to come and help with that. And then hopefully my goal for by the end of next week would be to have all of the lines laid and have everything stubbed up where I want to pour my slabs, and then have the slabs poured the week after next. And then, so hopefully in 2 weeks from now, I would hope
we could be setting water troughs,
or we've got cattle in the feeders. And are we going to be gone somewhere?
I feel like that's another one where it's like we never get the deadlines we want to get either. Are we going to be gone? No.
Yeah,
we don't have anywhere to be gone.
When do we go to the lake?
Not till the 3rd week, 4th
of July.
Week. Yeah, June.
Or June.
June. So we're good.
So yeah,
I
would really love to have everything set up before we go to the lake. That way, whoever's feeding for us
has it.
Yeah, it's just all right there in one spot. Yeah. They don't have to open any gates. They don't have to. It just makes it easy.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
All right. Well, maybe we'll take y'all in and show y'all like where we eat, where we stay, quick little snippets.
Erica said she wants
stuff.
to eat at a Brazilian steakhouse.
We love Brazilian steakhouses because it's easy for carnivore eating, and so maybe
I really do feel like they're overpriced, though.
They are overpriced, but
I mean, it's going to cost about $80 a plate.
I guess the thing is like, I don't know why, but like if we go to a regular steakhouse, I never like the way that the one cut of meat I get. Like it's
that's a big issue for us. And I think here's what I think. I think if you, number one, if you can cook a good steak on your own, a lot of times when you eat at a fancy steakhouse, it's just disappointing because they either over season it or it just doesn't taste the same way it does at home.
Most of the time it's the seasoning for me. Like I don't mind a lot of the meat. Like
you don't mind a lot of seasoning?
A lot of the meat.
Right.
Most of the time it's the seasoning.
And you never say, hey, just put salt and pepper on my steak. Or don't even season. But you can. But we don't ever think about that.
Yeah.
I think for us also, I mean, I think we produce a really good product in the beef that we raise. And I think all Americans do a good job of it. I mean, I'm not saying that the beef you buy at the grocery store or that you get at those restaurants isn't good, but it tastes a little different when you raise it at home. And I don't know if it's just because I don't know why it's like that. It just does. And it's hard to beat a steak that you grew at your house. So if you eat at the Brazilian steakhouse, you get all those different things that we're not going to cook short ribs all the time, or we're not going to cook, we eat our picanhas really quick, and you can get a lot of picanha there. You can get,
yeah,
just all those different things.
But it's also National Hamburger Day today.
Oh.
So, I don't know, maybe we should just get a burger. If you want a burger.
Eat a burger.
I don't know. But my favorite burger I can't have right now, so.
What's your favorite burger?
What's y'all's favorite burger? Like, what is your ideal burger toppings? Because mine, we had the other day at, where were we at?
Five Guys?
No, where'd we go the other day? Steak and Shake. We went to Steak and Shake in D.C. of all places. We never go to Steak and Shake. Was that where we were?
It was, yeah, but it was within walking distance of our hotel.
And there was nowhere to go, really. And they had really good burgers.
They were excellent.
They were really good. And I got one that was like barbecue and onion rings and pickles.
That's before we got right back on carnivore good. I know this is about the 100th time y'all have heard that, but we've been doing really good this whole week.
Cody says right back on carnivore real good. I'm always on carnivore. I don't know. Maybe he does way more cheating than I do.
I watch you eat. You're eating tortilla. Like, okay, well, it's Saturday morning. We're going to have tacos this week. Or we're going to
go to the Mexican food restaurant on Sundays, I eat my
Carnivores don't eat tortillas.
I'm not a carnivore. I'm a flexivore.
Okay, well, then quit saying you're a carnivore.
I'm not saying it.
Okay, well.
I'm a flexivore.
I'm just saying for like the last month, I mean, we had Fred's wedding and we didn't eat right up there. You made 2 or 3 cakes since we've been home for birthdays and the boys just because they were hungry.
I guess the difference in, like, if I described my diet to someone is my diet is 95% meat and eggs.
I agree.
But 5% of the time I might eat me some chips or tortillas, or I might eat a dessert. Maybe 5% of the time. I'm not, like, I'm going to eat my meat first, though. I don't know.
Right.
Except for on Sundays. Sundays I'm going to eat my chips at the Mexican food restaurant.
So anyways.
Okay.
But for the last week, we've been strictly carnivore.
Yeah, Cody's been making me eat, like, strict carnivore.
I haven't been making you. You've asked me to hold you accountable. That's two different things.
It makes me a very sad person. I don't like it. Okay, well, I'm going to go pout now. We'll see y'all at the restaurant.
Maybe.
All right, guys. It is the next morning, and we made it all the way to Guthrie. Sorry, there's a train going by. We made it all the way to Guthrie last night.
Man.
Oh, Corvette.
At the stop sign, turn left onto West Oklahoma Avenue.
So
then turn left onto North.
He got a Mustang over here.
Got a bunch of cars in here. Anyways,
proceed to the route.
we made it all the way to Guthrie. we stopped at a Holiday. Oh my gosh. Just hold on.
You might wait till we get out of this,
Yeah.
out of town. Or
Wait till this lady stops talking.
what's up, guys?
All right, guys. So we made it to Guthrie last night, which is only an hour and 5 minutes from Ponca City. We stopped at, where did we stop at? The Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah,
Here.
it was a good one. It was nice. And then we came to Katie's Diner. It was the first thing we saw, sight unseen, and it was good. I liked it. Cody said it was fine, but
It was good. It just,
1.8 miles.
I'm used to eating my food at home, and like,
breakfast food dining out for carnivore is not exciting. It's
No.
way better at home, breakfast wise for sure. Anything is, but breakfast wise for sure.
it's kind of hard to find the places. Lots of restaurants like to serve those. I got a side of bacon, and it was like paper thin. I mean, it
Yeah.
probably takes about 30 seconds to cook it.
But we got breakfast bowls, and so they had some like jalapenos and bell peppers and stuff in them. I thought it was delicious.
The flavor was good. It's just,
I was excited it was more than just eggs and bacon. So, but anyways, we're on the way to Ponca City, so we'll be there in an hour or so, and we'll turn you back on when we get there. Are you excited?
where'd you eat supper at last night?
Last night. Oh. So we made a decision last night. So it was National Hamburger Day. So we thought about stopping for burgers, and there's a good burger spot in Hillsboro. But then we would have had to go in, sit down, eat, and take another hour out of our trip. So we went to Buc-ee's, and we said, okay, we're going to Buc-ee's, but we're going to go in. We're going to get our favorite thing, which is a Texas cheesesteak burrito, which is it's like 90% meat.
Yeah, I mean, it's got some kind of dressing in it,
I mean, most of
It's
that's
not-
cheese.
yeah, it's good.
It
And
has a tortilla on it, though, so we did eat the tortilla. So we didn't eat full carnivore for supper, but it was just quick and easy, and we could eat it on the road and not have to waste time. So that's what we did. Well, we did not get any chocolate-covered almonds or any kind of treat while we were there. We just got waters and a Texas Texas
cheesesteak burrito.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That's one thing I've learned about traveling with Erica is if she don't get to eat, she gets grumpy.
I was
so
very hungry by the time we got there.
yeah, I knew we weren't going to be able to get to no Brazilian steakhouse or nothing like that because.
But then I
just
made it
can't go
all
that
the way
far.
to Oklahoma before we stopped even for a bathroom break. Were you not impressed with that?
I was very surprised that it took you that long to go to the bathroom.
I never
'cause
even asked.
Normally we can't go 30 miles. I got to go to the bathroom next time you want to stop.
Cody needed gas before I didn't even ask for a bathroom break. So, all right, here we go.
On the road
We're almost there.
again.
All right, guys, we made it to Ponca City.
I'm sure we're saying that wrong. I mean, probably not, but who knows?
Ponca. Like, how else would you say it?
I don't know.
Anyways, we're 1 minute, 0.4 miles from Century Products.
I think I see it. Their kind of colors are blue and gray.
Then turn right.
This looks like a blue and gray building right here. I'm going to say that's probably
Oh, yeah. I see
Century
it.
Product. Oh, there's a big sign right there too.
Yeah. Here we go. We are.
I'm pretty excited because they make lots of different cool stuff.
We have,
Turn
we
right.
have some of their,
On your left.
what do you call that? Loose mineral feeder deals?
Yep.
And
Salt feeders, salt mineral
salt-
feeders.
Yeah, and we have a hay ring, or we had a hay ring.
I'm not real sure where we're supposed to park, so
Cody's just driving up in
we're
here.
just gonna drive up in
I
here
mean,
like we
if
own the
you want to
place.
get me a new swimming pool, I'll take a gray one.
Oh, we could get you a purple one.
That's cool. Cody's just driving up here like he owns it. They got a million swimming pools up in here. Look at all them swimming pools. Okay, I think those are water troughs.
They got red ones,
I didn't see the
purple one, back behind you right there.
Oh, those
You
are
could-
little tiny ones.
They got every color of the rainbow in here. They got some big water troughs too.
In 900 feet, turn left
see
right.
if Justin said anything, like where to go or something. Let's see what he said.
Look at these little calf huts.
When you get there, there's a stoplight at our shop. You can pull in north of the building or turn and go east into our yard from the south. Did you do any of that?
No, I don't know. Not really, no. I think this is the east side he was talking about going into the yard. These are all hay rings.
Yeah.
So guys, we made it here to Century Products in Ponca City, Oklahoma, and we've got Justin Packard with us here. So Justin, kind of introduce yourself to the folks at home, tell them who you are, what you do here at Century Products, and then we'll he's going to give us a tour of the plant right here.
So I'm Justin Packard. I'm the business development for Century. Handle all the outbound sales, inside sales, calls. Been here for coming on 4 years now. So,
and this really all started. Where did Century Products start?
1993 in Shidler, Oklahoma. Joe Payne started making poly hay feeders. That's kind of what brought us to Ponca City. They outgrew the facility over there, and Jay Fagan was Joe Payne's stepson. He bought the company from Joe, brought it to Ponca City, and we've had just exponential growth. I think I told you, we started out in a 7,000 square foot warehouse. We went to 55,000, and today we're in 212,000 foot.
And filling it up pretty rapidly,
Filling
right?
it up quickly.
So if you're not familiar, these are the poly tanks, or the poly hay feeders that he's talking about. You've probably seen these around. I think, we've got one ourselves. Erica's grandpa's got it. We gave it to him, but basically, they're rot proof, almost indestructible.
100%. All stainless
steel hardware.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Impervious to rust. No sharp corners for anything to get cut on. Very safe. 7-year warranty. You can see the testimonials we've had on the stress test we put on these things. Of what we've done. We've smashed them in forklifts. We've drug them behind pickups. We've just.
I saw one picture of them picking the back end of a pickup up with it. So,
yes. Yeah.
When we bought ours, I think they were maybe marketed then as like they wouldn't rub the mane off your horse's neck. And that's kind of what we bought one for when we had horses in when the kids were rodeoing, to keep them from rubbing that bald spot in their mane like a metal hay ring would do. So, so we're here in the staging area, like Justin was telling us here. So that's why the forklifts are coming back and forth. But we're just going to kind of do a quick walkthrough and show you all the different products they make. And then kind of towards the end of this, we're going to just really concentrate on the features and everything of the water troughs and how they're made. So we're just following and listening to you. So.
Perfect. I saw Jay. I don't know where he went. Here he is. So we got the owner in the building today. We can catch him here in a little bit.
Okay.
Again, your water's here.
So we chose the 2-hole, and I bet we got some sitting around somewhere where we can see what they look like.
You bet.
These are all packaged and ready for us to load them on the trailer and take them. This is a 4-hole back here, the gray ones with the orange lids on them. And we specifically chose the 2-hole because where these are going to go, those cattle, there's only going to be, 10 to 20 at the max in the pen at a time. And this is way more water trough than even 20 head need in confinement. But I wanted them to be sure and have plenty of fresh, clean water, easy access to it. What are these in a normal setting? How many number of head would this water?
So the 2-ball kind of 60 to 100 head is where we set that parameter.
And the 4 balls,
150 on a cow capacity, and the cow man likes that 4-ball a little bit more, just body size, getting them around, give them plenty of space to get in there, get a drink.
So, all right, well, let's start looking at some stuff.
So we'll start all the way at the back and kind of look from the process, and then we'll come forward into here where this will be automatic water, finishing, packaging, staging, and having everything ready to go here.
Like Justin was telling us, guys, if you're ever interested in, maybe you've got a feed store or you've got some kind of promotion you're wanting to do or something like that, maybe you sell mineral or you own a mineral company, a salt company, they can private label, I guess, almost all of this stuff, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So if you want your name on it for advertising, like we're fixing to walk by a stack of Atwoods ones right here that'll go to all the Atwood stores, just reach out to these guys and they can make it up for you. They can get it set up, because if you're not advertising, somebody else is going to be getting your business.
That's exactly right. I love to see branded product. You know, to me, it's just, it gets your name out there. Customers recognize that, they appreciate the quality. It matters to them. This is all raw resin of various colors.
Can we take a look in one of those?
We'll have some open back here.
Okay.
Yep. So here's orange. So we'll buy this by the semi-load. We contract it in. We know we have to forecast a little aggressively to get plenty of product here. We try to always be on top of that. This is scrap. So you'll see down here, everything that's trimmed out, cut, goes into a chipper. The scrap we weigh it, we know where we're at. Some of that we can resell back to the company and they can recycle that. Scrap pipe is kind of a fun, odd one to deal with. Scrap mold product is easy, that we can move on it pretty readily.
Y'all can't reuse yet, like if you kept all the orange?
No, so when it goes back to the resin vendor, that product is only recycled back into a black. So we use virgin resin on everything, so we don't want to have to mess with. Sometimes we're a little shy if that'll run good.
Gotcha.
We want to have clean, fresh product on the front end.
Nothing but the best for y'all. This is kind of like the Enduraplast tour. They did something similar to this, making the tanks for sprayers.
Right. Yes. Yep. This is a fun place to work in December. It's not very fun to work in July and August.
It's kind of like a dry cleaning plant.
Yes, exactly. Very much so. So, got 9-foot tanks rolling back there. This will handle 224s, 226, 216, just on the sizes here. This is smaller machine, big machine. We try not to ever shut the 9-foot production down. That's probably one of the top products we're moving on right now is 9 foot.
9-foot water trough?
Yes, sir. 1,000 gallon capacity.
Just a round trough.
Yep.
So Justin, are these two different style feeders?
So this is an open bottom style. We probably sell, I bet 200 to 1 of this style versus that one. We like this for the stackability of ship. You can get 30 of these in a stack. It's pretty handy. This is a closed bottom style. Been around for a lot of years. That one holds 250 pounds. This one holds 200. And that's just because of the volume of the resin and then the wall height that limits the capacity. This one, a lot of folks like it in more of a sticky mud country though. These seem to suck down the mud a little bit.
Right.
But again, predominantly that's the main one we move on.
And you said y'all offer these in like 11 colors?
Yes, sir.
So here's the scrap he was talking about. And that's just trim off from like where the mold, the seams of the mold, and just drilling the holes and that kind of stuff. That's all that is?
Yep. No. So that particular mold there is on, should be coming off. So there's two of those together. The bottom cavities are facing each other. They'll bring it to the table here and run a router and trim it. Now you have two mineral feeders. So per cycle, if we run 9 cycles a day, we could do 18 of those. I can only do 9 of this one. This one stacks 7 in a pallet height. So we put
versus 30?
Yes. And the way we ship those, we put 29 flaps down of that one, and we stack 30 mineral feeders on. The top one will be finished with the hardware and the lid on it, and then we bind it to the pallet. These, everyone's done. So we
completely finished.
Completely finished with lid, and they go out 7 in a pallet. Again, some private label tanks, different sizes. They're coming off with a hot 9-foot here.
So you can see on the edge of that where the two forms meet.
That's called the parting line. It'll be this seam here, and that's a really important aspect, is get a clean parting line. They'll trim that out and get that looking good. You don't want any porosity in there. You want that tight, molded good. So when that thing's in the oven, it's 650 degrees in there. You can feel the warmth of how warm this thing is coming out right now. And as it cools, it'll start firming up, getting rigid, and then these guys will trim this out, take that center out of that.
But these don't have to be put into that form as they cool, right?
No, sir. No, they'll cool right here. This is Kagan.
Kagan, I'm the supervisor down here.
Cody, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Kagan. Yeah, no, so these, you'll trim out the inside after you clean it out. You start right on the stack.
Ready to roll, huh?
Yeah.
So one thing, we've got a different brand trough, not quite this big, but one thing that I immediately see that I like better about this is the way that this is closed under here.
Yeah.
The one we have has a lip.
Yes, sir.
So when you store it, you flip it upside down, it fills full of water and grows moss.
That's how our 8-foots are. We pretty much cut the rim on those. This is a different style, and this is in mold versus like the ones you're talking about, how the lift that you actually have to make. This is part of the mold, so the only thing you'll have to route around will be the inside. That's called a kiss-off.
Gotcha.
I guess I need a bigger one.
Yes, you need a bigger one, yeah.
Those guys are cleaning right now, getting ready to reload, using a mold cleaner, getting that trash and nasty off there and get that shaped up. This is Jay Fagan. Jay owns Century
Hi,
Product.
Jay, I'm Cody. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
My wife, Erica.
How are you, Erica? You doing all right? Good, good. Glad to have you guys up here.
Hey, thanks for having us. This is awesome. This is really neat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a work in progress.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Y'all come a long ways. I mean, I got, what, about 30, a little over 30 years? Not quite 30.
Yeah,
27?
1993 is when my stepdad started.
Now we're at 33 years, yeah.
Yep. And myself and another gentleman bought it in 2019 from my mom and stepdad, and then Chicago then. And we moved over here in 21. And we actually moved in a building that's just right around the corner here. And,
So you bought it right before COVID?
we bought that building right in the middle of COVID. I believe that's right. Yeah, I bought the company right before COVID. Yeah.
And that hit, and you're like, I bet you,
That,
like, what?
I hate to say it like this, but that was a blessing.
You know, I think for lots and lots of businesses, COVID ended up being a blessing. It was like,
It did, especially in the ag world.
Yes, sir.
It really did. I mean, especially in our deal, just because the hobby farmers.
yeah, everybody wanted to
Everybody
need some chickens. I need to get me a pig or two, and a
Everybody,
milk cow.
I mean, you're in the beef business.
Yeah.
I mean, the consumer wanted that in their backyard. Chickens were the hot thing. I mean, everybody they didn't want to go to the store. They wanted to
Right.
be here at home.
Yeah, y'all built a chicken church, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
He's branding those tanks right there with a date. So that's how we can stand our warranty. We know when it was made. We'll have our logo on there for
So
sure.
is it just a month date or a day?
a month and a year?
So what's the thickness on the wall thickness on those troughs?
A quarter inch.
About a quarter inch.
And we catch a lot of the FSA office programs on cost share on the equip programs.
Right.
That's one of the first questions they ask is, how thick is your sidewall? We shoot, actually, it's plastic, we try it. So we shoot for a quarter inch thickness. And that's top, sidewall, bottom, wherever it needs to be. And that gets us into the government specs.
And then is that what do you call that? Is that the name, the Century Products? Does that go in the molding process,
Yes,
or
sir.
is it put on that?
Yeah, so we do a mold in logo, and so picture it in a mirrored image. It goes on the wall in there, it's placed on the inside of the mold, and then the resin's loaded, and then it stays in there as it goes, and it hits that
So
spot.
is it resin, or is it just like a printed sheet that sticks on the wall in there, and then that fills in behind
Yeah,
it?
it's a sheet.
Then when it heats, it's kind of like a heat press.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It just transfers into the.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So here's some raw resin. Just a really fine silica powder almost. Here's some more. Look at it.
See, I figured it was going to be more of a
Like a pellet.
a bigger pellet. Yeah.
Right. So different mold processes use different resin. So this injection molding will run more of a bigger piece. rotational molding like more of a finer powder. We run a flow test on this to see, make sure it's very conductive to humidity. In the wintertime, come through this place in December, this stuff is so staticky, it'll shock you. So it's funny how you think, well, it's plastic, it's not going to conduct anything, but it will.
So when y'all are doing this, can y'all you can do a gray one, an orange one, a blue one, or does that make any difference what order?
Flow tubes will only run orange and gray. That way we don't have to clean them out. You'd have to blow this whole system out and switch into a blue or something different.
So if y'all are going to run blue ones, it's like, hey, we're going to do 500 of them.
We would hand load.
Oh, you just hand load.
Custom color, yep. So this is staged 9-foot tanks, and we tried to follow the FIFO process. So we want first in, first out. So of course we have our neighbor that's got us fenced in. So these are the freshest tanks out. So as we mold, we'll be moving back in, and then it always stages from the fence outward. Otherwise, we'll box in. So we're always trying to move the product out for the oldest inventory, get it out here, get it going.
So where does the oldest inventory sit, on the outside or the inside?
Well, so the guys like Tim and Ryan, they have to know. So when they come to load a truck, they'll say, all right, now where's the oldest, where's the newest? So
gotcha.
We've loaded out 9 semi-loads of gray 9-foot tanks this week.
So I saw this sticker right here. This might interest some of y'all. It's upside down right here, but Century Products is the official stock tank of the PRCA. Can you invert that?
I'll send it to you.
Pretty cool.
So I greatly appreciate you recognizing that. We got that recognition last year right before the national finals, and I thought, it's cool. That was tremendous for us. And as of 3 weeks ago, we're now the official hay feeder of the PRCA. So we're really excited about that. So
that's awesome.
We tried to think about what can we do one sticker and cover everybody. We'll do a new logo for the hay feeders too. So
right. That's the American dream right there. Something that started in somebody's garage is just an idea, like, hey, we can make something a little bit better. And in 33 years time, how many employees do y'all have here on any given day?
45 to 50.
45 to 50 people employed, and Ponca City doesn't look like it's a really big town, is it?
I don't know the population. You're kind of in the industrial park here. We got Mertz here that manufactures trailers for frac trucks. There's a new facility came in working on the wind farm transmission generation machines. But to that, yes, we have industry, but I'll pat us on the back and say we were recognized 3 years ago as the #1 upcoming business in Ponca City.
That's awesome.
To be agriculture.
Yeah.
That's what I love. And we have a marketing company that shot our commercial for us this year before, and they won a Telly Award for the commercial they shot of Century Products. And we thought, how neat to just have a little old country boy marketing company like Speak Now. I say they're little, but they've grown exponentially, and for us to get to work with those guys was really good.
Well, we're glad to be working with you guys now, so
I appreciate it.
So y'all make water troughs, mineral feeders, hay feeders, the steps like we saw in there. I don't know if did you get that? A picture of the step. And what else?
We'll go by the steps in there. Calf huts are a great one for us. That's been a really good mover for us. And the back oilers, we're coming into fly season right now.
Oh yeah.
We've got the 4-gallon back oiler that we do, and then a 1-gallon size that will fit in like the weather vane mineral feeders, or even in creep feeder entrances and gates. So those are seasonal.
Right.
And we take it for granted. We think, well, it's tank season, and it is tank season right now. And then we shift into hay feeder season. So we're trying to be a little proactive and run promotions where, hey, tanks can move all year long. We just don't need to think it's only a summer necessity. So
how do you fight this when you make a product that's this good, that's almost indestructible? It doesn't rot, it doesn't rust, you buy one of these, realistically, if you buy one of these now, you're probably not going to buy another one for 20 or 30 years.
That's the catch. Unless
you're expanding or you need an extra one here.
Right.
But it's not like a metal one where, old cow and bull get to fighting, and one of them
Tear it up.
smashes it down, and now it's leaking or it's rusted out, you know. Or,
I have a neighbor that has a hay feeder, and she said she knew for sure she bought it 23 years ago, and all she's ever done is tighten the bolts. And I asked her, she's an older lady, and I said, well, you've got one now. What are your thoughts on that? And she said, well, I expanded my cow herd, so I had to go get another one. And then my neighbor said, well, I've been driving by that hay feeder for 20 years, and I see it's still here, and it looks good. I think I'm going to get one like that.
right.
And it's always interesting to go to the retail point and talk to the consumer and ask them what drives your buy. Why do you want a steel hay feeder over a poly hay feeder? And what is the perception? And that perception of, well, it's just plastic pipe. Well, it's not just plastic pipe.
This metal one's strong. It's going to last forever.
Exactly.
The bottom of it's going to rot off in 3 years.
And then we show them that truck test, and I challenge every dealer. I said, can I borrow your 1 ton? I want to back it in that metal hay feeder. I want to borrow your forklift to pick it up, and then let me know how that works out in your hay feeder and your metal one. So we'll stand behind it in the poly.
Here's a calf hut right here.
So I always try to kind of look at diversity and what else can you do with it. Calf hut is popular. Gosh, doghouse, grandkids play hut. Any application. Sheep and goat folks like them really well. Again, 3-year warranty on that. Diversity. The only thing we talked about, what about maybe a door plan for it or something? I'll let the consumer decide on those, but for right now, we're real happy with that one.
Does it? Obviously, this is for ventilation, but does it have any kind of cover that prevents?
It's got a black cap that we mold also, and it'll bolt in, and it'll swivel for air. If you want to close it off in the wintertime, you can take that bolt out, put an eye bolt in there, run a heat lamp in there, or anything like that.
Nala needs one of those.
All 3 of them would fit in that.
I don't think Nala would take it up, but
It's crazy to watch the goat breeder, and they'll put one in, with some kids. There'll be 30 little goats in that thing just crammed in there.
yeah.
You can chip it deep with wood chips, help out.
I guess you could pour a slab and bolt it down if you wanted to.
Tie them down, stake them. Yep. Erica, there's the 9-foot going into the mold there. So that door just pulls back and it'll ease in there into the oven. We can step over here on the side and watch it how it starts the rotation. That'll start the process. That's what dissipates that resin out into the wall.
Okay.
Kind of a giant tilt-a-whirl. Sorry.
How long is it in the oven?
It varies on each part. Each one's going to have a longer cook time. So this one's going to be in about 16 minutes, I think.
So I guess like the mineral feeders and that trough are the same time because they're bolted on there together.
So much of that depends on the weight. So you have to counterbalance everything, or else you're off on your weight run. So that 6-foot tank on top. Oh, sorry, that's a 9 on top. That mold is probably going to weigh 500 or 600 pounds. Well, we want the same equivalent weight on the other side to kind of keep it in balance.
But if it stays in there too long, it doesn't hurt the resin.
It'll cook it.
It'll cook it.
Yep. And to that, you need to know your run times of each part as to how it's going to run in correlation to what's on the other side.
Right.
No foam. Nope, this one's been foamed. So the guys are checking this one out. Just brought it back over to kind of say, hey, this one didn't pass quality control. Let's look at it and analyze it. So one thing we've been really working with the guys is get a mirror and light and look in here. Look at everything. Look it over and say, are we missing something?
Right.
Even into the insets, we've got to double check those. We got to make sure everything's right on those. Drain plug, drain hole. Is everything clean?
So when this is, are these added before or after?
Before.
Before.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So that's all built into the mold?
Yeah, so there's spots in there. We'll hang preset
So
pieces.
you screw that on
Yeah.
first, and
Yeah.
then it. Okay.
Now there are parts that are added afterwards on certain items.
Let's go. Where we going? We'll finish my story in a minute too.
So this company that this building was built around was Grunder, and then it became Grunder Smith. Smith sold it. Tug helped me. Sold it to Schlumberger. Was a final company. They made drill bits here. So this was the hard surfacing area in this building for making drill bits. So
Like industrial, like big drill bits, like
oil field.
just like this guy.
Yeah.
Is this is a
like,
drill bit?
No, like the 3-knuckle drill bit.
Okay.
Downhole
Okay,
drilling.
gotcha.
So I was telling Erica, this is Century Industries and injection molding. It's going to be one of the biggest injection molding systems in the country. We're just in the infant stages here of putting this all together.
So is this equipment though is part of that? Is this part of the?
It'll all go to that machine.
Okay.
This will be the ram that'll push that. So understanding injection molding, the resin is in there. It's more parts quicker than what we do rotational molded and doing high volume. Like buckets would be something that would be commonly injection molded.
Gotcha. You just force the resin in instead of
High pressure, high.
it's
high
already
temp,
hot. And you
quick.
just
Yes.
cool.
And so Century Industries, we bought a company called K&C down the street, and that's why we're moving all this into this area. All this infrastructure has just come about in the last 30 days. And it takes some big equipment to
Big equipment.
get
Yeah.
a lot of this moved in. So.
As soon as they build it and then roll it through there with cart or with a.
So when the product comes out of the mold
You don't want
and
to
it's
do
cooled down, it's going to be over here for the staging. And so this will be pre-foamed raw lids, and the balls, the plugs, everything will set here for a duration, and then we'll go into the foaming process into the foam room.
But you said when they come out of the mold, they go into a.
To the fixture to let it cool so it doesn't distort, and then it comes to here. Now this piece is ready to do the.
So this is a 4-hole lid. Let's look at a 2.
Yep.
So what Justin's saying, guys, is when this thing comes out and it's still warm, it has to cool, and in that process, when it's cooling, it'll tend to warp. So they clamp it in a fixture that holds it while it cools, just like if you're welding something, you're going to clamp both ends so it don't distort. And then, so right now these are hollow, nothing in them, which some companies just stop there. That's like, hey, it's good enough to go. But part of the reason we chose Century is because of the insulation value that they have inside not only the trough but the lids and just the overall design. So we're really going to start to focus on that as we continue to walk through this. So this is the big lid that sets down over the top of the trough itself, and then there's a secondary lid, access lid. That lid. So if you need to get in there to check on your float, cut your float off, adjust your float level, you're only going to pull this off. You're not going to pull this big lid off.
One thing that comes up a lot of times in the 2-bowl, especially for light calves, and setting that float level where you want it. Make sure that calf can have access to the water, but you don't want to set it too high sometimes. So even in the wintertime, a lot of folks will drop that down and keep that ball suspended a little bit in there. We put those dimples in there, and we talked about that when we visited first, about we don't want that ball to freeze in here. So we put that dimple in there to let that water dissipate back down into the tank. This channel, again, same reasoning. We want that water, you get ice and snow buildup, we want that to run off the body. And we're real picky about, on these access lids, about not letting them distort and trying to keep them where they will not get too concave. We want to keep them flat, even to the point of maybe even a little bit of dome to them. Again, get that snow and ice off there and get that moisture down. Gaskets are so critical to us. That's a big pain point. We wanted that thing to be airtight on both lids. So we'll double gasket that top lid, single gasket here, and then there's that bottom gasket also to keep updraft out of there from getting into that body.
So as we move through this, we're going to install these troughs different than we have our current troughs at the house. And we're going to show you the steps of that when we get to the installation video, but we're going to show you all the things that Century Products done to make sure that they're going to be as successful as they can be. The troughs are going to do their job as efficiently as they can without electricity. Because, you know, I told you that one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to be sure that we had a small volume of water. So this is a 4-hole water trough here. The 2 is going to be about half this big. Is that not quite? But, you know, there's not an enormous amount of water in here. So when those first calves come in and drink, you know, 10 or 15 gallons apiece, well then it starts to fill back up. It starts to refresh, and that water's clean and it's cool. I told you that I wanted it to be as water or freeze proof as we could possibly get it, and that's what we're going to talk about now is the installation process that goes into these. And then here's that big drain plug I was telling you all about. I mean, just easy to clean out, easy to keep clean. And can we stand this up right quick?
You bet.
Something that we're going to do differently this year, or when we install these, is this is where your water line's going to come up to water to make this water work. Underneath this, we're going to have about a 4-foot piece of plastic, like tin horn culvert kind of stuff, that's going to create a geothermal tube down into the ground. So it's going to go 4 foot in the ground. Our frost line is only like maybe 10 inches. I mean, there's a lot of water lines where we're at that ain't even 8 inches in the ground. They never freeze. So if we go down to that, you know, a 4-foot depth, that's going to keep a constant, what is that, like, is it 56 or what's the ground temperature, something like that?
Yeah.
It might be a little warmer than that, but it's going to keep the bottom of this trough right here. It's going to keep it warm, which in turn it's going to let that warm air go up through this tube, which is going to keep the valve warm. And then when the lid's on there and it's double gasketed around here, it's going to keep this air cavity in here warm. It's going to keep that water from freezing. So,
to just clean water as well. You know, some of the open style, you're susceptible to bird feces getting in there, and mosquitoes. Mosquitoes become such a big issue that, you know, everybody's worried about. Hey, can I keep the bugs out of here? Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. We want that tight and sealed and no access.
And the alpacas.
We don't want alpacas.
Oh, and that was the other big deal is splashing water out of the troughs with this new ball design that we're going to use. That ball, and we'll show you all those. That's going to fit in here. They have to push that ball down to get their muzzle in there to drink. And then if they're splashing it with their tongue or something, it's just splashing up on the bottom side of that lid and going back into the trough. They're not wasting water. They're not wasting money, because that's just water on the ground is wasted money. They're not creating a big mud hole. So, all right.
We talked about the foaming fixtures. So here's kind of here's the balls, for example. So the ball will set in this fixture. A lid will be put over the top, and then that's where the foam gets shot in there at that time. We'll have, each thing has its shot weight, so we know how much foam has to go in per pre-measured, because we've spilled a lot on the first trial.
Is that a meter deal? You set that on the gun and it just squirts the right amount in? And
yeah, the guys time system and knowing, hey, we're going to run, because they'll shift from unit to unit. They'll do 4 balls, and then they'll do the body cavity, and then they'll go the lid, so they know it's time shot.
Gotcha.
So that foam we were picky about. Again, there's closed cell, open cell foam, like the spray foam in barns and things. We were real picky about that style, what we wanted to use on that. So another fixture here. You can see that's, again, the overflow and the overspray. When we first started these, it was trial and error.
Gotcha.
We actually didn't even have them framed in on the first ones, and it looked like a countertop board, if you will, and we shot it, and then it exploded, and we found out, oh, we need to frame that probably. So we made a big mess.
So here's one in the setup in the. This is the mold itself, right?
This is
not the mold, but
the jig fixture. So this is a 4-ball body in the fixture.
Okay.
And it's locked down, snapped down tight, and then the guys will come in and shoot that in the holes.
Is every one of these like a plug?
Vent, yes.
A vent, okay.
Plug and vent.
So where does it get injected? Where are the points of injection?
There's points on every one of them at a starting point. And some of them, depending on the size of the product, has a certain number of points you have to fill in because it can only expand so far. You know, the plug's the most basic one. It's got a one spot shot, and then it gets a sealed cap put over that spindle wheel cap.
One of these little
seals off. Yes, sir.
Caps snaps in there. So when I first talked to Justin, when I first met Justin at Cattle Raisers Convention this year, I was asking him about these, and basically what y'all did was y'all had already been making these, but you took all these, you know, there's a lot of these troughs that are kind of this same style or this same theory, but y'all chopped them in half, broke them down, and like, here's the flaws in this particular trough. Let's adjust that on ours and make sure it doesn't have that same.
I came from the animal nutrition business and called on feed yards and growers and cow-calf operations and had a lot of input to hey, what do you like about that water? What don't you like about that? Well, if I could change it, I'd do this different. And then this project was already under the works when I got here. And Jay asked me a few things. What do you think about this and this? We did the 4-ball first. Hindsight, foresight, the demand for the tube was crazy. Mm-hmm. And so now we're to the point, well, what's next? You know, I think we're probably going to look at a stall water or something.
Right.
Who knows? But
what would y'all like to see? What are you missing in your water trough needs on your place? Drop us a comment down below, because we got a hookup right here. Maybe you can help make the next big deal.
That's right. That's right.
It's like a chicken water.
Chicken water?
Chicken water.
There you go.
Alpaca water.
There is a big demand for chicken water.
There is.
Those things don't work right. They're all a pain in the rear, it seems like. But
so to this room also, this room has to maintain at 93 degrees, and that's what is the optimum temperature for the resin to settle. So it's kind of been a big pain point in July, and it's hot.
Yeah,
in December,
who draws that?
We have heaters.
That straw. Like,
yeah.
All right, Bill, it's your turn to get in the spray foam room today. Like,
yeah, we got 2 guys that are in here steady. They're the foam guys, and we got a backup crew too that helps out. So
you might also notice that Century Products is the official sponsor of the women's volleyball team. No, I'm just kidding. These are the balls that are going to go into the tops of these floats here, these water troughs. Are these strong enough? Like, can we
have at it?
Pretty good, guys. I mean, so what other industries use these balls?
Right now, I work with an environmental company that had came to us about a float design that they wanted to work on. And I said, what about buoys? And that one came about. And so now we're providing, and I told them, I said, I don't want anything off the wall, but I'll make you a buoy, and it'll be this. So we've got a Gaylord here somewhere of these that we did in a safety orange. That company in turn puts an anchor on it, and then they have a light, a buoy marker light that they'll mount on top of it. And so yeah, we're doing those here out of the same ball, same size.
So what's the life expectancy of one of these balls? Like, I mean, how long should it float?
Probably your great grandkids.
Indefinitely. I mean,
yeah.
The only thing that might is if something.
So that's a spin whale that goes into that will not come out.
So that's not even
moisture ever get in there.
Moisture will never get in there.
No, sir. And it's full cavity foam.
Full cavity foam. And it's going to sit under here like this.
It'll set up under the lid. That's your access point. So the animal will push that down and then access the water, and it'll.
And how hard is this to push down? I guess as it pushes down, it rolls over here, doesn't it?
It does. It falls to the side, then it'll come back.
And then when that calf moves,
yes, sir.
The bottom side of this is tapered, right?
Yep. Let's show you the channel. So here's the channel. So the ball will set here, and as they push, it'll roll up into the channel, and then because of the design, it comes back to the hole.
It's deeper into the trough here than it is here, so
right.
the buoyancy of the ball will roll it to
correct.
And then like
static pressure of the water will make it forcefully go back to where it started.
And then like Justin showed y'all back there, these little dimples here, when this thing is set in there, even if it's raining, it's not a solid seal all the way around, so it shouldn't freeze the ball to the lid. And I guess if you got some bad weather like that coming, would you drop that down maybe even a?
You can, yeah.
But does that affect the trapping of the air temperature
yes,
in there a little bit?
Yeah,
so
it will. And something too on light calves, you know, I remember 30 years ago in a feed yard getting a set of light calves in out of Florida, and I called the owner and I said, hey, we got a bad death loss right on the front end, and he said, well, what do you attribute? And I said, I can't get them out of the back of the pen. And you know, we put bunks in the back of the pen, we were haying them in the back, and I still couldn't figure out why were these cattle so shy. And I had a pen rider working for me that was 72 years old, and he said, oh heck, we've dealt with this before. And he walked over to the cement water tank and he pulled the drain plug out of it, and we flooded the pen, and all those calves ran to the water. They had never seen automatic water. They were scared of feed trucks. So to that, I think you have to train the animal. So maybe get them used to it. Take the balls out for a week or so, and then let's put one in. Let them, hey, I got to push that down. But they know to go to the water to find it. So that's kind of one of the quick points too. You know, on yours, we'll talk about that over there on the assembly side of the access bolts. That had to be, the intent was to get in that thing quick. My hands get cold, I wear mittens. I want to be able to access. I don't want to go back and find a screwdriver or a drill to get it open. I want quick point to get that ball moved if I have to, or for whatever reason there may be, I want access.
That's another thing that's really important to me, is you don't have to have tools. The current water troughs we have, if you want to adjust the valve or the flow, you can get it off by hand, but then you got to have a screwdriver or something inside to do it. On these, you don't have to do that. If you want to, like our current troughs, if you want to cut them off, you've got to have a screwdriver to take that side plate off, to reach in there and access it and cut it off. So this is really neat. And like Justin said, if you ever get a new automatic waterer, it's going to be a good idea to pull these balls or whatever's in there out. You know, if it's got a lid on it, raise that lid up and leave it up until they find it and figure out what it is, and then they'll take off from there. So, all right, let's go look at some water troughs. I got this one out of here. I bet they're counted, ain't they?
Yeah, who knows? Oh yeah, they got.
Yep.
I guess y'all don't ship them out like that, do you?
No, sir. No.
Just go from that box into a water trough.
So this is, Colton's working on the assembly run here and getting these products finished up, ready to ship out. So all hardware will be installed at this point. All gasket kit, everything that will go for the final shipment and ready to go begins here.
Now, Justin, I know what somebody's going to say. So they're going to say, well, that right there, a calf is going to lick that off of there, or a horse, so he'll mess with that long enough. What is your response to that?
What's safety on that? If that's a concern, you can run a flat screwdriver through there and crank that down tight enough and take it away from them. Yeah.
But realistically, guys, this is below the level. I mean, if you turn it like that, they're not going to be able to get their mouth on that and actually move it.
And I hear what you're saying on that one. You know, that was one thing, again, back in the feed yard, those Holsteins can lick a gate rod wide open and wreck something so quickly. But again, yeah, you caught that needs to be in that recessment so you don't see it in there.
So here you can see what we were talking about over there before the foam goes in. This is that bottom lid. This is the top lid. If you need to access your float or anything like that, you're only removing this. You're not taking this big lid off. You're just opening this top one up.
So there's 4-ball and 2-ball access lids. These aren't gasketed, so we'll wait again to the final process. We'll put the gaskets on. Colton will tap all those gaskets in, have everything ready. The only thing that's not on there is that bottom gasket, and it's in the kit, ready to ship.
You can see here, Justin mentioned over there that the top of that trough would have that lid would have a little concave to it. And I know when y'all saw it over there, you're like, well, that had a cave down in it. It was going to hold water, but that was before listen to the difference in it. It's not, you don't hear that hollow sound because of that insulation that's in there.
So we'll prep everything here. This has kind of been a good process. Keeping hardware here, valves are here, gaskets are here. Everything's right here ready to load out. Here's a kit. So kit's got anchor bolts already with it. You have the connection hose line to make, tie from your water line to the tank itself. There's an insulation hose there, just additional factor to try to keep in there, and then the bottom gasket. the top lids will already be gasketed and ready to go.
Ready to roll.
So, a question for you, and you're a common ag producer, but we get to ask this. Well, I need details. I need details about how to install this. You hook a water line to it. It's simple,
Right.
and invariably there will be someone that doesn't understand that. I get that, but we want to make it just
Simple.
dummy proof.
Right.
I mean, just drill a hole, sink it down, anchor it down, connect the water line.
Right.
And we just keep it as basic as possible.
I think, like I started a little bit of a series about this 2 days ago, about just a lot of the things that we see because we've been around it so long and we think is common sense and we take for granted is that a lot of people don't know that because they've never had the, like they don't have somebody that mentors them and shows them things as they're growing up and stuff. Like I did a deal about, we know that on a tractor brake, if you flip that little lever, you can stomp just the left brake or just the right brake. We posted that video yesterday, and we've got people already today saying, I've been driving tractors my entire life, and I didn't know what that did. Nobody ever took the time to show me.
Said it. I was like, you never taught me that.
And it's like, but I think that's something that we have to, there's a lot of people that are just getting involved in ag that have never been in it, and they don't know it's just that simple.
Right.
So, and I think too, like me, if I'm gonna install something like this, I really kind of want to do it to specs of the company, and that way, I want it to give it the best opportunity it has to perform the way it was designed to perform. So
we've tried to, we send information out. We have all the questions we hope could be answered on the website, but we have access. You can call us anytime. If you've got a question, call us. We'll walk through it. Myself, Tug, Tanner's inside sales and customer service. We've got people that'll answer your questions for you. And we try to train our distribution too.
Do you have installation video on YouTube?
We do not, and that's in the works because I've got one going in. I got a 2-ball I'm going to put in, and that guy, we're going to do that, shoot that step by step. So
check that out on their page.
I think that's the easiest.
We're going to show you the way we're going to install ours. It probably won't be near as polished or finished as that one, but
I'm anxious. We'll use yours.
I think that's the easiest thing people like is just to go on there and watch somebody.
And see how Joe did it.
That's the way I like to do stuff. If I'm doing something new, I'm just going to pull it up on YouTube and see how somebody else did it, and then change what they did if I see something wrong. But
there's 2 balls ready to ship. So we just stage them in 4s. Fits inside a van truck that way.
So the standard colors on these they're all going to have a gray base unless it's a special order, and then the tops are going to be either blue or orange.
Yep.
And just to give you a warning, you can't call in and get a one-shotter because they've got to order a big old palette of color there, and it's just, they're a company, guys. They're trying to put them out as fast as possible and get as many of them out there as they can. So now if you want to order 300 of them, I'm sure they'll facilitate that. But here's the other thing I like. The water troughs we have now have a big rubber cap that you got to shove in there, and some of them have a little wing nut on them that you use to tighten.
They do not have a big rubber cap.
They have a little, it's like a 2-inch rubber cap, and this is a 2-ball.
Yes, sir.
So, and sometimes it's pretty tough to get out of there.
This is way bigger.
This is going to drain that trough out quick. Got a good rubber, nearly a 1/4-inch rubber gasket on it right there. I mean, no tools required.
Can't be accidentally pushed out.
Again, like Cody said too, that recessment, something's not going to come by and catch on that. You're going to be scraping pins and not tear off the drain plug when you're driving by.
It's that's a really good point to bring up, is when you have somebody on your team like Justin or these other guys that have been around agriculture their whole life. When you're around stuff like that all the time, you see minor little flaws that some design guy sitting in front of a computer that's actually never used it or never seen it in process in its environment. They miss little things, and sometimes it's just the smallest little thing. Like, it would be way easier when you made this mold for this to be flush, and then when that thing was screwed in tight, it was setting like this. But then when they're up here drinking, something's going to stomp it or kick it, and then before you know it, it's leaking water, and then you're mad and you're calling. But just little details like recessing that, setting these back where they can't get their mouth on it. stainless steel, even though it costs more versus using regular, carbon steel that's going to rust on you and mess things up. It's just little things like that make a huge difference in the long run.
So really, from here, you saw the staging and the assembly. Kit goes in it. Packaging is it. We come from here. We'll go right to the wrapper, and a lot of this process. So as we evolve this company and grow, 5S comes into play so much. And, we're trying to streamline that process, so we don't want any hiccups in between. We want to come off a mold to cooling to foaming to assembly to packaging to get it out of here. And so we have 3 outbound lanes we can ship trucks off of. We can either go that way or we can go that way. And that was one of the process that we were real adamant about, of just trying to keep the product flowing. We don't want a stagnant spot in here somewhere. Absolutely. And this area, we've changed this. We've tore these shelves down and moved stuff 6-7 times in the last 3 years.
Trying to get it right.
Trying to figure it out. And you think, well, we stake that to the ground. It's permanent. No, we have to move it. We have to change it. So.
Yeah. Well, Justin, thank you very much for the tour of the plant.
Thank you.
Guys, if you're interested in a water trough, whether it's an automatic water like we're getting here, just the big round troughs, the long skinny troughs, a step, mineral feeder, salt feeder, check it out, centuryproductsusa.com.
Yes, sir.
Be in it with me.
Guys, we're loaded up and headed home, and the most important thing I need you to take away is I got a new pool.
You can't say that because it's not a pool.
Okay, well, I got a new water
trough.
trough that I'm going to put water in, and I'm going to sit in.
I'm going to repurpose it. She's going to repurpose it.
I'm going to repurpose it as a pool, okay?
So,
they do not market it as a pool.
it's not a pool. It's a water trough. Whatever you do with it after you buy it is up to you.
Exactly.
But guys, we were going to help load these up, but J. Paul, the owner of Century Products,
Took us to lunch.
said, hey, y'all want to go eat lunch? We ate lunch at a really cool deal. What was it called?
It was a speakeasy. I can't remember what it was called. Rusty something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was good.
It's in here, Ponca City. Look it up. You got to ring a doorbell to get in. It's cool, really cool. And everybody had the steak sandwiches, and Eric and I just got the steak without the sandwich, and mine was really good. It wasn't.
It had Worcestershire on it.
Oh, that's why I really loved it. It was awesome. So, but the guys went ahead and loaded the trailer for us. So we've got 7 of these water troughs on here. We need 8. And I sprung that on Justin at the end of the conversation yesterday, and they're backed up on filling orders on these, so my other one's gonna have to come later. So we've got them. We've got these tubes right here. These are the geothermal tubes I was telling y'all about that we're gonna bury in the ground. We're gonna drill a hole, drop that baby down in there, come in from the side over here with a water line that comes up underneath the bottom of those water troughs, and that should keep them functioning like they're supposed to. And then
Oh yeah, we don't even know what all's under there.
I wanted to go through and look through the seconds, because anything in manufacturing, you're gonna have something that's got blemishes that you don't want to sell as, number one. So this seconds. So we got this. This is a 9-foot water trough. Underneath here, there's 3 other water troughs. I wanted one for the sheep and one for just a cattle water trough that's better than the rubber ones I've got.
And then we got one for Fred as a garden
bed, and then 2 steps. One that we're going to use by this water trough in case
I need to climb over in it for some reason.
Clean it for cleaning purposes, and one to go in the shop. So,
Are we behind?
My goal was to be gone by noon, and it's 2:15. So,
all right, well, let's go.
We're not going to make it 24 hours. There's no way we can be home in 4 hours. So
let's hit the road then.
Hit the road, Jack. But hey,
going back.
Huge shout out to Century Products. Thanks for taking us through the plant and showing us everything. It was really awesome.
The most awesome parts we couldn't put in the video for you guys.
There's some proprietary stuff in there, so we couldn't show you the really cool stuff, but it's
but that's the cool part about getting to do stuff like this, is just getting to
see things.
Yeah, meet these folks, hear some awesome stories, and getting to see their stories.
Seeing how this company came from a startup in a garage to where it is today is pretty neat and pretty inspiring. It's just proof that you can do it if you just work hard, you have faith, and you just stay the course. Just keep going. We didn't even get to hear about all the struggles, but I'm sure there were some. But we're gonna get on the road, guys. So I already
Alright.
closed it, but y'all keep ranching
Wrenching.
and praying.
Let's get this load on the road.
Get in
See,
there.
I'm a poet.
Load on up then. Let me get that load in. Get that load in that truck.